I don't think you've been in for an appointment since, it looks like, 2009.
Right.
Right. So 5 years. So welcome back.
Thank you. We'd been living in Berlin for a year, and then my husband changed jobs, and then we moved to Amsterdam, where we currently reside now.
So have you been seeing doctors overseas, or what's been going on?
I saw in Germany, I saw a gynecologist, and I didn't have any complaints. I felt like I received good care from her. But going to the doctor in general in Germany is sort of like opening up a bank account. You do sit behind a desk, and the doctor just sits at a computer, and you're not like how when I'm seeing you in the past, you are just right here really paying attention to me. I don't feel like I'm in an office environment so much. Mm-hmm. It is different, but compared to the care I've had in Amsterdam, I feel like Germany was nice, actually a lot nicer than what I've been getting in Amsterdam.
Yeah, what happened in Amsterdam?
So in Amsterdam, I was searching for, you choose your GP, your general doctor, and that doctor will be the doctor that fields you out to any specialists. But it's hard to get a referral to a specialist because they keep it really tight to keep the cost down, is what Dutch people have been telling me. So they don't want to refer you to a specialist unless it's absolutely necessary. So that your general doctor, physician, will try to handle all of the health problems on their own. So
what was your GP like over there? What did you go through to try to find one?
So, I started doing little informational interviews with several, and my first experience with the GP was she was a GP at an expat center, and when I walked into her office, she had a really bad cold, and she had, and maybe this is just me I like people to be more, clean, but she had her dirty tissues all over her desk, and she was coughing and spewing, and I really felt like she should have stayed home that day, and I actually told her that too, because I felt like she could have been contagious. Anyway, and I had asked her to do a pap smear, and she told me right away that in Holland, it's only paid for once every 5 years. So as she asked me when was my last one, I said 3 years ago, and she said, well, you really should wait another couple of years before you have one. She tried to talk me out of it, but I said, can I get one today? Because I really would like one. And she said yes, and then she proceeded to go and sit down at her desk and ignore me. It was really bizarre. So I didn't feel comfortable there, and when I don't feel comfortable with a doctor, I walked out of the clinic, and I told the front desk that I don't want to choose this doctor to be my doctor because I don't like the care I just received. It was very strange.
So that was your first experience?
That was my first experience, yeah.
Uh-huh. Then what happened?
Then I found another doctor. Another thing is you have to choose doctors within a half a mile from your house. They have to be a half mile from your zip code. So you can't choose, if you hear good things about a doctor 2 to 3 miles away, that's not going to be a viable option for you because it all depends on what your address is. So I chose a woman that was right near my house, and I actually really liked her, and she did see me for 20 minutes. I had a list of questions, five questions, and I did run out of time, and she had to remind me that we had run out of time because we had hit the 20-minute mark, and that I would need to make another appointment to discuss the remaining issues that I had. But then there was a new doctor, and the new doctor is the strict 10 minutes. I only get 10 minutes of time with her. And I did ask her for a PAP, and she agreed.
Which would have had to be done in 10 minutes?
Well, yeah, because that's all that's all you get as a patient there with this particular doctor. So I guess the other one was 20 minutes. But my new doctor is 10 minutes. You get 10 minutes. And what you do is if you have more things that you need to be seen for, then you just keep booking more appointments to come in on separate days to discuss those issues. But you still only get 10 minutes.
Wow.
And a full waiting room of people. So
what happened?
So what happened was she did agree to do a pap smear, even though the government probably won't pay for it, because you only get this once every 5 years. She agreed, and she told me to go to disrobe, to take off all my clothes, and which I did, and she told me to have a seat on the table, and I went to look at the table, and it had the paper all, messed up,
Like
crinkly, with fluids, where it was like a wetness, like with body fluid on there. And I said, no, I'm not sitting down here until you clean this. And then she apologized and said, oh, I wouldn't sit down there either. And then came up and then cleaned it off for me, got new paper, and then did clean it. And then she proceeded to do a pap smear, and literally, she didn't look at me. She literally just put the thing up there in like 10 seconds. And I said, you didn't look at me. Do I look okay down there? And, she said, oh yeah, you look fine. And then I went and walked over and sat behind her huge desk. She did have a very fancy desk, but anyway.
Wow. So how was all of that for you overseas? I'm not comfortable with it. I feel like I get better care in the U.S. And of course I always got better care with you anyway. So, but I do get better care in the U.S. Most of my female exams I have done by Planned Parenthood, and I've always been really happy with Planned Parenthood. And that's not even considered to be, some fancy expensive healthcare. But they give me more time with their nurse practitioners, and I feel more valued as a patient, and I feel more empathy, and I'm more cared for by the treatment I've gotten in the U.S. That's just my personal experience. I didn't expect that at all, because I really had heard so many great things about European healthcare. But I guess it all depends on what country you're in. Mm-hmm. I have a friend right now in France, and she loves the healthcare she gets. So it's different in every country. And you're paying for healthcare in Amsterdam?
Yeah, we pay. It's not, healthcare is mandatory in Amsterdam or in the Netherlands, and you have to pay. You have choices of what options you want, and the cheapest is around $200. It would equate to about $225. Mine, because
per person.
Yeah, per person. Because per month, yes. Because I see, I go to the chiropractor a lot because I have bad neck issues. So my insurance ends up being more around $250, $275, so they can cover the 16 visits of chiro a year. Mm-hmm. So, but yeah, each person has to pay that per month per family member. So. And it's similar to a really strict, a gatekeeper, more like a really strict HMO, stricter than an HMO that I've had in the past years ago when I was on an HMO up in Portland. So
what do you think is missing? Like, if you were to say or explain the thing that bothered you the most, what is it that you're not getting in Europe thus far that you would like?
Just that the one-on-one, just like empathy. I feel like they treat you just like a number, and they don't really, they're trying to get you in and out. I feel like they don't care about me at all. And it makes me feel bad. I don't feel safe. I actually don't feel safe. And that really, it's disturbing. Yeah, it's really disturbing to me. So, because I feel like in the U.S., and you're different too. You're so different too than most people, than most doctors. But I still feel like I've received better care. People care more. They actually care more about you as a patient, and not just like, let's get you in and quickly get you out, and let's try to save money, and
So yeah. you came back today to see me after 5 years because you wanted a physical that was more than just a 20-second pap smear?
Right, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, and because you can't, like if a person wants their blood drawn in the Netherlands, you actually have to have an illness. You can't see how your blood levels are or anything like that without having an active illness, because I did inquire to see if they could do that, and they won't.
But what was interesting today is we reviewed all your blood work from some tests that you had in San Francisco and discussed what all those results meant. And in the end, it seems like you were pretty content not to do blood work because it would be unnecessary in your current situation. But it sounds like overseas you don't get the explanations that you need
no
to
explanation.
feel like you're actually
entrusting your health to somebody who has your best interests at heart.
Right, that's right. Very little dialogue from the doctor. And these are, I'm talking doctors that speak fluent English, so it's not a language barrier either here. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but you're right, it is, no explanation at all. You're just kind of left on your own.
Wow.
And it might be a cultural difference too, I don't know. I'm not sure.
Did the doctor seem happy there, or what?
She seems very stressed, very rushed. No, she did not seem... Actually, all three of them were very rushed. Yeah. They did not...
Germany?
Germany was different. It's different. They didn't seem... No, they seem happier in Germany. It's very different. Different system.
Wow. And so you're here because to visit family, essentially. You're not wealthy. You're not flying to the U.S. just for health care.
Right, right. But I thought while I'm here, I'm going to come down and get real health care by someone that, that I know cares about my health. So, yeah.
Which you're paying for out of pocket without insurance. And it sounds like this is going to be less expensive than even 1 month of your overseas health insurance payments.
Right. It is. So
good. So anything else that you want to mention that you've discovered from even talking to other people overseas about healthcare? I happen to be obviously really interested in the ideal way to deliver healthcare to people. So I'm always really interested in other people's perspectives and opinions and experiences. So is there anything else that you've heard or that you've experienced?
Well, what I've heard is that the other expat women, whether they're from Italy, Spain, they do not like the Dutch system, and they end up they'll go over to Germany to have an actual pap smear. I've talked to three so far, that they all go over to Germany. So, and actually one gal I just met who's a client of mine, she goes back to Spain for hers. So I just find it interesting that they leave for medical care. They're leaving the Netherlands.
Yet they're paying every month for that.
And yeah, because it's the law. You have to pay. So, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So if you could create a system, what would you create? Now that you've experienced a few different countries and a variety of cities in the U.S., what do you think would be an optimal situation for people?
What your model. Yeah, your model.
Which you would describe as
you don't have the overhead, so you really can focus on the patient's needs, on their care. And, well, it's also your personality. Not everyone's going to have your personality too, but it's just very caring and loving, and you show great empathy. But the whole, I can see you right away. It's not like waiting weeks to get in to see you. That's what I would like too for people. And I hear that I have a friend now in France, and she says that she just calls her doctor and she can get in right away. So, but yeah.
Yeah. So it does exist in pockets.
Yeah.
And that's what we should be aiming for, I think. Great. Well, thank you. I'm glad I was able to see you. And so, yeah, I'll just get you your results back by email or Facebook or something, and we'll stay in touch.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks, Pam.